Stephanie Slaughter here, aka Slaughter Me. So today we're going to be traveling back in time and we're going to be revisiting the must-see creature features of the year 1990. So it's the year 1990. Where were you guys in life at that point? I was literally just turning one. I was still trying to talk, still trying to walk, still trying to give up the bottle, was shit in my pants, which kind of sounds like alcoholism for a lot of people my age now, but nope, I was just a baby at that point. But the year 1990 actually came out with a bunch of awesome movies. I mean, so many iconic films were released that year, including Home Alone, Edward Scissorhands, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie, Total Recall. There's just so many awesome movies that were released that year. One of the things that I do appreciate as a child of the 90s is definitely the special effects that we had within that era. We were kind of on the cusp of CGI. I mean, I can't say that CGI wasn't in the movies in the 90s, because one of the first movies I actually saw in theaters, which blew my mind, was Anaconda. I mean, some people hate that movie, some people love it. I love it because it was one of my first movies I've seen. I mean, Ice Cube was in it, and J-Lo, and just a huge snake. It kind of sounds like a porno at this point. But no, that was literally one of the first movies I've seen in theaters, and I just thought it was so awesome that there was this huge, just anaconda trying to hunt them down, or they were trying to hunt them down, or however you want to look at it. But anyways, I'm rambling. In the 1990s, it still had the imaginative qualities that we don't have now. Yes, CGI is a fucking fantastic technology advance as far as like video games. If you look at video games now, they're fucking gorgeous. But the way that we're applying it into movie making, I really feel like it's lazy. We don't have like the claymation that we had. We don't have the special effects and makeup, and one of my favorite things ever, animatronics and puppeteering. We don't really see that in movies too often anymore. CGI kind of took its place. I feel like a lot of standards were watered down as we got older. I mean, there was a lot of movies that were in the 90s era where it kind of blended into sci-fi, horror, comedy. It was like PG-13, but still family standards. I don't know what happened there, but it wouldn't be acceptable in today's standards. But enough of me rambling, let's get to the list of my must-see creature features of the year 1990.
That's how they get you. They're under the goddamn ground.
What the hell are they?
Sons of bitches.
Precisely, Mr. Kevin Bacon, but if I may add, sandworm sons of bitches. In which brings us to our number 5 spot, coming from Universal Pictures, is the movie Tremors. Tremors is basically about these colossal worm-like carnivores who randomly decide to pop out of the ground and to attack anything and everything in its path. And when I say everything, I mean they're not particular to humans, they're not particular to just animals. They will literally attack anything, whether it's buildings, cars, anything that makes movement above the ground. But I won't spoil the plot too much for those who have yet to see the film. However, if you're into blood, if you're into action, if you're into awesome creature features, definitely add this to your list of must-see movies.
Today we'll start with our video watch. Just re-released on video is the movie Gremlins, though I really can't imagine why. Now, I know some people found this movie fun, but me, I'd rather spend 2 hours having root canal work done. What's fun about a movie full of ugly, slimy, mean-spirited, gloppy little monsters who run amok and attack innocent people? Our moviegoers so desperate for entertainment that this kind of trash can pass for fun. Whoa, wait a minute! I was just kidding! Ow!
Waha. Thanks, guys. The trashier, the better, I always say anyways. Which brings us to our number 4 on the list, which includes everyone's favorite little mogwai, Gizmo, in the horror comedy Gremlins 2, The New Batch. The sequel took a slightly less dark approach from the original holiday film, but it did include some familiar faces as well as some new intriguing concepts in regards to the gremlin mutation possibilities. Teetering on the lines of a 90s family film, Gremlins 2 definitely doesn't lack in the fun department whatsoever, as you get to watch these cute little monsters terrorize everyone and everything within its reach.
There's somebody in the bathroom.
a cute little predator, no need to fear. Just kidding. Well, I still think he's cute, but number 3 on the list comes from one of my favorite franchises, and yes, yet another sequel on the list, Predator 2, featuring the ever so sweaty Danny Glover. But isn't Predator just an alien? Why, yes he is. However, he's fucking awesome, and you can't exclude this movie since it was released in 1990, and it's a movie that displays even more scenes of their badassery, as well as introduction of different types within the Predator species. So in turn, it's gonna be a creature feature. If you don't like it, you can fuck off. Unfortunately, it's not just a hideous dream. Yes, Dwayne and Belial are back at our number 2 spot in the B-rated horror comedy Basket Case 2. Now, if you haven't seen the original film, I highly recommend doing so to just get a further hilarious yet disturbing backstory on how the two brothers exactly came about. However, director and film writer Frank Henenlotter somehow takes the already absurd storyline and completely surpasses the viewer's expectations by continuously pushing one's visual comfortability through the illustration of how this, lack of a better word, freak show family handles everyday life, exploitation, and a little more. But I'll let you guys discover that oddness on your own.
Everything's true. God's an astronaut. Oz is over the rainbow. The Midian's where the monsters live.
I couldn't have said it any better. And coming in at number 1 as the absolute must-see creature feature of 1990 is the magnificently written and beautifully directed horror fantasy Nightbreed. The cult classic based on Clive Barker's 1988 novel Cabal is brought to life through this film, in which it introduces the mythical world of Midian. Similar to his 1987 masterpiece Hellraiser, Clive Barker once again strategically meshes the art of visually striking effects with a haunting yet majestically enchanting atmosphere, and, to top it all off, an infectious storyline that has you researching after the film to kind of help decipher exactly what the hell you just watched, and is there by any chance any more material for you to oogle at. This list just makes me incredibly happy. The number 1 and number 2 spot was actually really hard to decipher because B-rated movies, they're just terrific as far as creature features usually go. But then we have this beautiful film from Clive Barker with his imaginative qualities. It's just, I guess had to make it number 1. It was just, that movie's so fucking beautiful to me. 2 other creature features that I didn't include on the list did include Arachnophobia, which was also released in 1990. That movie, I was really hoping for a huge Goliath queen kind of spider, which we did not get. We kind of just got the average realistic kind of spider. Still scary, but just was not fantasy enough to make it onto the list. The other movie that does get an honorable mention, though, is Tales from the Dark Side. There was this segment, I think it was The Lover's Vow, that had this awesome gargoyle on it, and it kind of reminded me of the Gremlins a little bit, but that does get an honorable mention. But that does wrap up our segment for today. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments. You loved it, hated it, anything else. Next week it will be a little bit more bloody and gory for those who are like, what happened in comparison to the last week? My little baby sister, actually, she's 11. She actually thought the list was really scary last week, so I kind of toned it down just for her this week. But next week I won't be as pumped. So that wraps up today. Feel free to subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. We'll talk to you guys later. See ya!